when you hit the record. Are we good? Okay. Welcome, everyone. We'll get started. This is the City Council work session. It's Monday, August 10th, 2026, 4:30 p.m. here in the Thomas J. Smith Council Chambers, City Hall, 400 Washington Street. That's for you, those of you that don't know where City Hall is. First up tonight, we have a few items, not a huge, robust deal, but Fire Department CPR presentation, Battalion Chief Luke Sneller. Welcome.
All right, I'm going to give a quick overview on our CPR program that we do, and we want to talk about the fees that we're charging for it. Currently, we have 6 American Heart Association instructors throughout the department, different shifts. We do a class. It started out doing it every month at the beginning of the year, but it's harder and harder to get instructors to commit to a Saturday. So January, we ended up canceling. February, we had 7 total people. March, 0 signed up. April, 4. May, we canceled again. June, we had 2. July, 0. And then August, 4. So not a ton of numbers, but we are getting some people. I know we did the library last fall, something like that. So we do that and some other groups. But we get daycare providers, healthcare providers, a lot of people trying to get foster kids in. They got to go through a CPR class. So it is something we offer Saturdays, second Saturday of every month, 9 to noon, and currently it's $50. So next slide. Why update the program? Like I said, we're having trouble getting instructors, getting people to commit to those Saturdays. Another frustration is we'll get 3 or 4 people to sign up. We have an instructor committed, and then they don't show up. And so then the city's stuck paying that instructor the 3-hour minimum. We also have the other costs associated are the cards that we pay for the card. So they pay us $50, and then the card cost is, I think, around $10 that we pay for as part of the cost. So we're proposing going from 50 to 75, offering the classes every other month to try and fill them up a little bit more. And then they would be in February, April, June, and as you can see up there. So then the final slide. So the financial impact and benefits, it'll create a more sustainable program. $75 per student maintains an affordable CPR training. And if you look, like the university, they're charging between $75 and $100, so we're on that low end, so still affordable. I think it's a good thing that we still offer it and have it out there, but it also gives us better cost recovery as well, and ensure that we can continue this program, but it'd be on an every other month basis. So that's kind of an update and what we would like to do with the program. Is there any questions at all?
If you've been certified, do you have to recertify from time to time?
Every 2 years.
Every 2 years? All right,
Yep.
I'm out of certification now.
I have a question too. The difference between Red Cross and American Heart, and does that impact what somebody may take as far as a class?
That is a very good question. I don't know that I can give you an answer on. I know we've always done American Heart with all the EMTs and the paramedics, but I believe I did talk to the one instructor at the college, Jim Steffens, and he said that I think they can accept either, but cost-wise, I don't know what the difference is in that.
Training is essentially the same
Yeah, very
across
similar,
both
yeah.
platforms.
Yep.
Do you have a breakdown historically of which months are the most popular months?
That is another excellent question. No, it kind of depends. I can't say there's anything specific, but I do know the last few months that we've kind of gone to the 2 months, some people might be frustrated because, well, theirs expires next week, and all of a sudden it becomes our problem that it expires next week. But they're willing to wait because on the CPR card it says something to the effect, it doesn't say that it expires, but renew by, or I can't remember the wording, but it's not like it's a set date exactly. So if you go a month over, it's not the end of the world, but yeah.
I was just curious because I would think December would be a low month with the holidays and all the conflicts. And if you were to go to every other month, I would personally think that December might not be the best month to drive.
Sure, like I said, it just depends when they get certified. So like the EMT class, they start that 3 different times a year, so they gotta have that before class starts. So they might try and get it in December for the January class, but there's no rhyme or reason. We've tried at the fire department to get everyone to recertify at the same time, and then you bring somebody in, well, theirs doesn't line up, so it's always different.
Thank you.
Yep.
So, Battalion Chief, are you looking from us or City Manager Byrd for an approval, the yes for these changes?
We would need an approval to go to the 75 from the 50 to change
It's
that
on your,
fee.
so we'd need a resolution on your rate sheet, right?
Yep,
Just to
yep.
amend that.
Okay, so that's what you're asking for.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I see no reason not to bring it forward, and then we'll vote on
Yeah.
it,
Yep.
discuss it, and vote on it. Any other questions, guys?
I think my only question is that I know some people who do foster care, I don't know if there's a large audience for that with you guys.
I just know that some people say that when they call
Yeah.
the schedule, that they need it for
Yeah,
that.
I know that some of those people who do the foster care system are not, like, that would be a lot for both parents to have to pay for $75 each. So I don't know, but I understand the need to increase. But yeah, just something to think about, just something I
Sure.
thought about right away.
Like a household discount, is that what you're wondering?
Well, I don't know, or like a foster care, I don't know, but then usually people are getting certified for a good cause,
Yeah.
good reason, so it's hard to say
hard to where
one's
do you
better
draw
than the
that
other.
line? Yeah.
Just something to think about, I guess,
Okay,
but I agree.
Yeah, I just wanted to provide a couple extra items, and Sneller's presentation Town Chief Sneller's presentation is really great and gives an overview. We really just wanted to bring this topic to your attention. Yeah, we're not preparing a resolution tonight, of course.
Okay.
But again, an education piece, because we'll likely be considering these, we are considering these. And a couple of added things, we've had a long-standing relationship with the AHA. They're the easiest to work with. We've been working with them for 25 years, rather than Red Cross. And the University of Iowa is the main facilitator for us who we go through. So they've
Yeah.
been good to work with. And as Battalion Chief already mentioned, they charge within their system 75 to 100 or more of that. We've been on the low end for at least 15 years now. And just with the added frustrations of the low participation levels, it's gotten us to the table to start addressing some of these challenges. So we'd like to revamp it, just educating you tonight, and there'll likely be some more information in the upcoming meetings on a possible fee change.
okay.
Perfect, thank you.
Any other questions, council? Anybody else, anything to add on staff?
No.
Robert, do you want me to give you a few minutes?
No, I was kind of thinking about what Kay was saying, like scheduling during times where people would use it. So what if you did have enough people that signed up for a class like 2 months out, 3 months out, whatever it is?
So we've made an exception. The one dental office, they have like 15 people. And
Okay,
we've made
so-
exceptions
Well, I was gonna
for
say,
that
because I don't want to
and work
force
with-
you to like have them schedule
Yeah,
a
this
day,
is
but if
just-
you had enough interest all at
Yes.
once.
Yep,
Okay, that's
absolutely.
what I was
Yeah,
kind
this
of,
is just for the 1 or 2 people that need it last minute or whatnot. But yeah,
I-
we've made exceptions.
so could
absolutely.
you like, let's say, we're gonna do it October 30th or whatever, but enough people sign up by then, you're like, hey, we'll send out an email. If you guys want to bump it back to September 30th, there's enough of you that we will. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just got one more item. And you had me think of it. We've tried so many different things. The one thing that we haven't changed in recent years is the fee. But we've been as flexible as you can get with the community on this. And again, we've gotten poor results from everything that we've tried. So this is another step in trying to figure out a different way. The main difference tonight, though, is educating and eventually hoping to get approval for a fee change. But we have been really flexible in the past. It just seems to be a frustrating ebbs and flows type of participation. And there's times where we will have 15 people signed up for XYZ date, and then the date comes and only 2 or 3 people will show up. And we've hired the personnel, and we have to dedicate that overtime to that when they come in and do that. And then 1 or 2 or 3 people show up when you planned on having 15. So we've gone through that, but internally speaking and trying to figure this one out, we just decided it was a good time to come before council and give an overview, give an education, and start working off of this meeting.
And the other thing with that fee, this is more just kind of to break even. It's not more than, we're not trying to make a bunch of money on it, it's the break even.
So they don't pay in advance, they come,
They pay when they get there.
Yeah.
okay,
Yep.
maybe they need to pay in
There's the
advance.
rub, right?
Right.
Ms. Weiss, we've considered that too, and we've just gone against that
Yeah.
leading up to this point, so no other real reason other than we just decided not to do that yet.
Well, if they paid in advance and then for whatever reason they couldn't attend, maybe you could hold them over to another class, but I wouldn't return them.
Yeah.
A lot of
I mean,
admin work on
if
that level.
we've committed to pay someone to do the class,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, especially since you're paying the instructors, that's the real rub
Yeah.
here, is that if they don't show, you're still out, and
Yep.
we're still
We're paying
paying
a
for.
3-hour minimum for an instructor, yeah.
What's an instructor cost?
A lot.
A lot?
Yeah.
Okay, so,
More than you think.
An
You might
overtime
have a
rate for
point
3
here,
hours,
yeah.
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 Is there any-
I would like to see, if you could just give us a little documentation of what, maybe the past couple of years, when you've had the classes and the sizes, so that
Okay.
if there's a pattern that we could make
Okay.
a decision on.
Is there like a national month where people renew their,
It's
No.
let's
just-
start one and we'll rope them into that?
But you could certainly get a lot of mileage out of Heart Month.
Yeah,
Oh,
have a
yeah.
heart
Right.
month.
What's that,
Sure.
You want to start a heart month?
There is one.
February?
Oh,
That's
what is it?
February.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
Valentine's?
I know it from
No, it's
Jump
just
Rope
Heart
for
Month.
Heart. Jump Rope for Heart.
Consequently, the 2 CPR classes or CPR instances I've had were both in February and they both made it, so I won't do it if it's not February.
Oh, okay, well, there we had it.
Anyway, just kidding. I don't want to break my record. Thank
you,
you.
sir.
Sorry about you're gonna cut off the path there,
Yeah.
Battalion Chief. I figure you got better things to do. All right, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
And number 2 is the summer camp update. Eric and Brad. Now, Brad's not here. Do you want to defer or you want to do
No,
it tonight?
I can do it. This kind of leads into some of our discussion. Brad, staffing at the golf course, he's covering tonight, so he's
Okay.
not able to make it. But I'll go through this, and if there's questions, need to relay to Brad, we'll get those answered and back to you.
Great.
So just wanted to highlight the city summer camp, and then just real briefly, the Recplex Sports Camp as well. Just what it is, it's at Perkins Park, been there for quite a while, provides for the growing need of affordable summer programming, supports our community, working families, positive youth development for kids, and then active community parks. So meets a lot of the missions of the Parks Department, but also some of the needs of our community as well. It is an affordable alternative to childcare for a lot of people. We had 50 different campers this year, 39 total days of summer camp with average daily attendance of about 30 this year. It's sign up on a weekly basis, so you pay for the week, and then whether you come the entire week or a portion of it, it's kind of that flexible schedule. Or if you come for 3 of the weeks out of the summer, out of the 9 planned, that's up to each individual. We did plan for 9 weeks from June 8th through August 7th, based on staffing again. Kids going back to college or having time before going back to college, we had to cut it a week short this year, so it was 8 weeks. Had about just under 4 weekly field trips, and as you can see there, a variety of different field trips. One of our main previous trips was Dankworth Park Pool, so that offered a free cost for those, the city and for those campers that would go to on a regular basis. So did supplement that a little bit with, went to Mount Pleasant once, and Mediapolis and West Burlington a few times, but that's added cost for us then as a city, having to pay those costs to get in, which comes out of the recreation cost. We try and break even each year. Seasonal staff wages this year, just over 25,000. Revenues, nearly 29,000. Then we did have some increased costs this year and last year, and these are on fiscal year basis, so it's covers 2 different years, but just for purpose of seeing what the costs and revenues are for the program. Do a lot of different activities, as mentioned, housed out of Perkins Park primarily, with a lot of activity happening there. Did do some creek stomping at Stars Cave, mini golf down in Fort Madison. So there are some fun activities that a lot of kids wouldn't be exposed to otherwise, and some good community partners as well, Bees Games, Blackwater Mini Golf, just going to Dankworth Park. So they have a lot of planned activities, and then some more free time at Perkins Park, but a lot of it's programmed through our camp counselors and our current staff. Just some highlights of the program. Did have strong attendance throughout the summer, each week drawing 24 or more campers, with that average just at 30 or just over 30. Featured a variety of field trips and recreational, educational, social experiences, with a diverse mix of destinations. So it was a different, unique experience each week that kids came back to. As mentioned, it does offer the flexible week-by-week enrollment. We realize some families may go on vacation or may be out of town for certain times, and so you're not paying for entire summer or required to pay just those weeks that you're coming. We did change the fee a couple years ago, where we had a weekly fee and then I guess a trip fee as well, and combine that all into one to make it easier as well. So that if you're only coming for 1 week, you weren't paying the $100 plus a $100 activity fee, it's just wrapped into each week. So over the course of summer, we had thousands of hours of supervised programming for area families, and continue to just be a valuable community resource for families and kids in our community. Summer camp at the Recplex Sports Camp. This is the second year offering this. Still trying to find that right time of year that doesn't conflict. Good thing is there's a lot going on in the summer. So there's sports camps or different activities going on through the schools or through the Y or Wayne County Conservation, and just a lot of different activities. So working on scheduling that can be difficult, but we did have 15 kids over 4 days into that camp. It's another active, affordable opportunity. Had a lot of great response this year again from the kids and from the parents, hearing that the fun that the kids had. But this is just an opportunity to expose children in our community. We had some from Illinois, just in the, I guess, Southeast Iowa region, but to the different activities that happen out at the Recplex, and just in general, soccer, kickball, wiffle ball, sand volleyball, flag football, disc golf, and relay races. So fun over 4 days for kids in our community that may grow them into being more active kids, or participating in sports that they weren't really familiar with before through the Y. They can sign up for flag football or soccer, then that comes out to the Recplex to have their games. So that's just kind of an overview of those programs. These are all led by Brad Selby, our rec manager. Maddie Caston puts a lot of time into it as well, managing the signups and coordinating that. And then I get to present it. So if you have any questions, I'd be happy to try and answer, or get those to Brad and Maddie.
You said those totals were over 2 years?
No, this is just for this year.
Okay.
We've only had the sports camp for 2 years. This year,
Okay.
we had
Oh, okay, I
15
gotcha.
kids over this is just our second year, so still a growing program.
I think it's outstanding. Good job.
Kind of makes me wish I was a kid and could have went to the camp.
Right?
Rob could still volunteer as a volunteer, though, to participate in the camp?
Hey, you'd have to
Okay.
sign
On
through.
Wednesdays,
Maybe you could lead an adult boot camp out there.
I'll play kickball with you. I will tell you, if you've never taken a wagon down the hills at Perkins Park, it's just as good as sledding and it's not cold out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just gotta hang on for dear life.
Anything you need from council, Eric, as
Not
far
a-
as for improvements or?
Not at this time. We'll evaluate our fees over the fall, and then if we need to bring changes, we'd bring back over the winter during budget time.
I mean, yeah, I mean, to realize he didn't absolutely break even, but for the exposure to all the different things we have in our region, to those kids that may not see it, I feel that it's well worth it, to be honest with
And
you.
also the field trips.
Yeah, that's what I mean. All that is stuff that they may not get to see normally. And then once they know it's out there, you know, they'll probably likely bug their parents to go again. And the more use of these different items, the better, I feel, the better off we are as a community. So great job. Tell Brad, since he couldn't make it, I appreciate the job he and his staff are doing
Yeah,
on that.
and we appreciate the summer staff that we had. We heard a lot of great things about them, and they managed the program very well, and hopeful to continue that on. And like you mentioned, these are a lot of places that we're putting money back into the community as well through going to some of these events. And they generally work with us very well. They're giving us discounts or different things to go to these places. So
I also want to
appreciate that.
point out that this is a city-ran summer camp, and you guys already provide a wonderful amenity, and then to add this experience to that and have it city-ran, I don't know what other communities are offering this, but I kind of feel like this makes you stand out even more. I think it's phenomenal that you and Maddie and Brad put the effort into this and made it happen, and made a lot of kids happy, and you know, moms and dads and grandparents are paying attention, and just one more thing Burlington has to offer that makes people go, wow.
I
Yeah.
recognize our staff again. A lot of the other communities, when we go to conferences, they have full-time staff that are dedicated just towards kids' activities like these, and they have facilities, and we work with our Y. There are a lot of communities that have rec facilities operated by the city, so we make use of our resources, I think, in a very good way.
And then
Yeah,
if
agreed.
we get another pool going, that'll make it easier to do the pool days,
Get the cart before the horse.
right?
Anything else for him on this particular, on either camps?
Good job.
Okay, yep. Okay, moving on to board and commission reports. Mayor Pro Tem, we'll start with you. Did you have any?
I have none.
It's always tough at this time of the month because everything's done. I didn't have any, okay?
No.
Robert?
And then I forgot my paper when I said that I would give you an update on BRE. I do know that they have one payment left on the rink, and that's coming. After that, they're gonna make some plans for it. They got their calendar full and booked up, and they're always looking for volunteers, so if you've ever wondered what's going on at the auditorium, they could use you at the door as a ticket taker, or sometimes they need servers, or sometimes they just need help with other things down there, but they got some new people on the board and a good group going, so pretty excited to see where they're heading in the future. Sounds like they got their ducks in a row.
Yep. Okay, that's it. We'll move on to the proposed regular agenda for August 17th, 2026. First up is a proclamation for the 160th anniversary of the Union Baptist Church Full Gospel Fellowship, and that will be accepted by Pastor Marcus. Quick side note, Manager Bird invited me. They had a picnic celebrating the 160th anniversary, and it was a great time. My fellow alum from class of 1980, Tim Robinson, made the ribs, and they were stellar. They're really good. So you can invite me to any of those you want, Mr. Bird. Number 2 is a public hearing, and that'll be a consideration of an ordinance amending various sections of Chapter 36 Economic Development Advisory Board of the City of Burlington Municipal Code, and this will be the first reading. Mr. Bird, is that you? Or, oh, that's Steph, she's standing.
yeah,
You snuck up on me.
like, sorry.
That is not
Thanks.
Mr. Bird. No.
So in the packet was the changes. Basically, the ordinance currently reads that we will meet 4 times a year, and we just don't have the need to meet that often. So we wanted to change it. Well, I mean, the board wanted to change it. They made a motion and approved it in our March 3rd, 2026 board meeting, just to state that it's deemed as necessary. So what happens is sometimes when Taylor Collins will have something he wants to present to us, it's not every month or every other month. So we kind of will just wait to, if there's a project coming up that he wants us to look at. And then also, we were electing a chairperson every annually, which just seems kind of, maybe we were only meeting once a month or once a year, so it just kind of, we thought we'd just change that to be every 2 years. So just really minor changes is all to this ordinance. So if anybody has any questions or Chad has anything to add.
No?
No? he has
Well
nothing.
done.
Any questions, council? Okay, we'll make that happen. Next is resolution ratifying bond purchase agreement for providing for the issuance of 17,125,000 general obligation corporate purpose bonds, Series 2026A, and providing for the levy of taxes to pay for the same. Mr. Byrd.
So I will work through this. There's some pretty extensive documents in your packet, but yeah, there's a lot there. It's proceedings and supporting documents, setting up the issuance for August 17th, which is the next council meeting. I think probably the main thing is the resolution that really kind of sets the stage, but there's also a loan agreement, a registrar paying agent agreement, continuing disclosure certificate, et cetera. So that's all in there, but it all just sets it up. And so I'll kind of read through a couple of key points on the resolution because that really states how and where you're using the proceeds from the bond issuance. So you have first an essential purpose loan agreement, which is basically to borrow money thereunder in a principal amount not to exceed $16,750,000 for the purpose of paying. So this is essential. So these tend to be more of your infrastructure type things. So for the purpose of paying the costs, undertaking flood protection improvements, acquiring and equipping ambulances. So you'll purchase an ambulance under this. Acquiring and equipping vehicles for the municipal public works, street department, or therefore, and so there's a forestry bucket truck in there. That's essential purpose number one. Then you have general obligation corporate purpose, which would be for the Recplex field lighting project not to exceed $400,000. And these are all in the CIP. We've talked about these projects through the budget process, and they have been approved by council through the CIP. You have another essential purpose loan agreement number two, not to exceed $6 million, and this is for constructing streets, sidewalks, storm sewer, drainage, or other related infrastructure projects, acquiring, installing street lighting, signage, signalization, et cetera. That's basically for your Summer Street project. And then you have another general purpose loan agreement not to exceed $400,000. This is for the station alerting system. And then you have another general obligation loan agreement, and this is for the fire station. And that is not to exceed $7 million. But I think we're only borrowing 5 at this time, right? The loan agreement is for fiscal year 2027 through 2046. And there are callable bonds maturing out through 2035 to 2046. That means if the city's in a position at that time, you can redeem them early, basically pay off early with no penalties, okay? Those are the basic elements. I would ask if the council has any questions. Again, a lot of extra documents and legal work, but we've been talking about this for a while too, so.
Council, you have any questions? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Burt. Next up is a resolution approving purchase of light structure system retrofit for the combination field and volleyball courts at the Burlington Recplex. Mr. Tislin.
So this is part of the bond, just discussed. So 3 years ago, we upgraded the lighting around the three main ball fields at the Recplex. This would be the combination field, that is a field for soccer and softball, baseball, as well as the lights around the volleyball courts. We are working with Musco, who did the previous work as well. They're a Sourcewell contract. They are finalizing their number for install. We have the number for the actual cost of the equipment and lighting, so that's why that number's blank, but anticipate that under $350,000. If we don't get that finalized by this week from them, we'll move this back a week. But just timing to get on their schedule so that it can happen after the season. And before next season, we want to make sure we get this done soon. They are have quite a few projects on their docket as well, but anticipate just under or right at that $350,000 amount.
Okay. Questions, council? Concerns? All right, let us know when that is ready. Number 5 is a resolution approving agreement for professional services for the Burlington Regional Recplex project.
So this is for the entry area. We have had in the budget a concession restroom for this area here. It's been moved back 2 consecutive years out of the budget. And then we have a playground in this area as well, both combined in this next FY '28. With Confluence, they provide design services for that project. With some of those projects moving back a couple years and having to have it designed and out to bid regardless. Wanted to make sure when we go into fiscal '28 budget planning that our numbers are accurate and correct, that we're able to actually complete these projects that have been out there for a while and or reduce scope or size as needed to meet our budget. So this is for design services for the project, concept and to design with cost estimates to be able to complete those 2 projects and have those on hand before budget planning this winter.
Okay.
This is not for any construction costs, it's just for design and concept engineering for the project.
And have we had some input studies on those or no? Or does that come part of this?
This is
contract?
part of this. We had some concepts and the restroom concession started when Kirk was still here and he had some just catalog costs. So
Okay.
we want to actually get some of that input and design what makes sense in that area. And so that's what this is. And this is using Starker funds. That is part of the project cost for the playground restroom. We have a $322,000 balance for that right now in the Starker fund, so that's what this would use.
Fantastic.
Did I read that they were considering a 9-hole mini golf?
They're
part of
looking
it?
at, we asked them for the batting cage area, are there other areas we could look at to generate revenue? We do have some down periods, and so that's one area that they looked at, or will explore among a couple others. I think that's just one example in there, but are there other revenue things that we're not thinking of to help supplement the Recplex? And that's always important inside those gates to look
And
at all.
then the
revenue sources.
concession area wasn't like it would be prepared foods only, like you're not gonna cook in there, you're just gonna
Right, it'd
serve.
be primarily drinks, candy bars, chips, popcorn. Could have on a bigger day, maybe some warm food, some hot dogs, walking tacos that are already prepared in the main house, but primarily cooler drinks and candy, popcorn type stuff, chips.
Well, we're gonna discuss more about plan ideas in the future, right? Well,
This would have to come through council to approve plans
Okay.
and specs and go out to
Okay.
bid next year.
All right.
Next year.
Any other questions? Okay, moving on. Number 6, resolution awarding bid for the Central Fire Station garage door replacement project.
Come down to the podium for this one. So, prepared in your packet is a resolution to approve this garage door project in council item descriptions. I'm sorry, do you guys have in your packet these pictures?
Yeah.
Do you? Okay, so, great, good, I included those. Those are the doors that we're talking about, 5 in total. You can see they're just the older, original doors. So this is what I call phase 2. Phase 1 was last year, where we started replacing doors. We've staged this out in what we deem as the priority of those types of doors. Last year in phase 1 were the higher priority doors, where most of the emergency services were coming out of the station. These doors are a little less of that, but they do still house and have some emergency vehicles. These particular doors are 25 years old, so they're getting increasingly harder to maintain, and the equipment just isn't there from any vendor, maintenance vendor that we do call. They're starting to say that we don't have the parts for these. So, ready to answer questions, but this all started in about 2023 when we put a new roof on. When we put a new roof on, we had to do all new downspouts and guttering. And that was just a part of, that was phase 0, I'd call, of all of the remodeling and upgrades needed to the central fire station. So this came from that, spawned from all that, and this is phase 2 garage door replacement.
All right, well, I didn't mean to chuckle during your presentation, but I was wistfully recalling that just 2 weeks ago, I called Mr. Bird because I thought, man, those doors look like crap compared to the new ones. Can't we get down there and paint them? And he explained that was on a project, which I had forgotten. So
Yeah.
that's why I was kind of chuckling to myself, Chief.
Yeah, and I didn't mention, but these are CIP approved, of course. We
Yes.
discussed this during budget
Yes.
season. So I'll be coming up here hopefully next year to do the final phase, phase 3, which is the biggest, largest door in the alley. And that in itself is a really large, expensive project, just the one door. That's why it's phase 3 by itself.
Yeah. Obviously excited. I am excited for the project for you. So, council questions, concerns,
You
thoughts?
already had the estimates up to you, are they bidding or they've already bid and you've already picked?
We've already bid through.
Southeast Iowa.
Yeah,
correct?
so we've already went through the purchasing and policy procedures and referencing informal and formal bidding, and we went out and solicited 3 quotes, to which we've gotten 2. And we're comfortable and confident going with the lowest bid that we've received.
Yeah, I work at a depot where we're hard on garage doors as well. And I will say that company always shows up.
Yeah.
If we call them, they're never more than an hour, and they're there, got it fixed and ready to go. So I've always been satisfied with the work they do, and that's a good company.
This sounds like a dorky project to talk about, but in all seriousness, it's pretty important because the Central Station downtown is pretty, it's historical too. It's a staple downtown. It's important to make these upgrades and keep the station operational and cosmetically pleasing, so.
And it is pretty important, and I would attest firsthand on the day that I worked down there with shift 2, the garage door failed,
Sure.
I think, and we had to do some
Manually.
manual maneuvering, which if you gotta run an ambulance at 2 in the morning, that's not, you don't
what you
like
wanna
to
do.
do that, right? So,
Yeah, right.
May I? Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna ask the mayor, if there's no more discussion, I would ask that you would place this on consent agenda, considering that it's budgeted and been bid.
Yeah.
So.
Katie, do you have a comment?
I
before we do-
have a question. Will the new doors resemble the more historic look and not too modern?
I don't have a picture of what the new installed doors from phase 1 last year, they're not the same door. They're 2-inch insulated, they're a different window scheme, but we chose those doors also to, one, improve the insulation value, provide more security, so they're not as historical looking, but they're less maintenance. We were really nervous last year when waiting to see what that door looked like, but it's turned out really fantastic. We couldn't be happier. These doors are gonna be the same exact color as what we just replaced, so to answer your question, no, they're not the same historical look, but they do look awfully nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions for the chief? Mr. Byrd, I will agree to that if council is willing, and mainly because this definitely falls under the 55,000, that that you're allowed to spend generally without having to check with us. I always appreciate staff checking us with all those purchases of size, of note, without adhering to that policy. And but because it was on CIP and the amount, and it was budgeted, I see no reason not to put it on the consent.
I would agree.
Okay?
Thank you.
You bet. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'm looking forward to it. That way I won't call Chad about them again.
It's funny what winds up on your radar, it's already being taken care of.
All right. Up next for the proposed consent agenda, August 17th, 2026, resolution for approving nuisance abatements for various properties. Noted that list is
It's
growing.
longer.
Eric, after the meeting, I got a couple questions on some of the names, please. And we'll talk about that in private, not to embarrass those folks. Anybody else have any questions or concerns? Hearing none. Next is a resolution for approving a training agreement. And that is, who's on that?
So I'll just cover that. It's a standard training agreement for the fire department for a new employee for 3 years. So,
Okay,
Great.
we've done that several times. Anybody, any thoughts or concerns? Okay. Number 3 is a resolution approving final acceptance and final payment for the wastewater treatment facility redundant influent line project. Mr. Myatt, welcome.
Would that last one also be on consent?
It is. We
So-
just
So
moved
we're
to
on the
consent.
consent now, Robert.
This is a final payment for the redundant influent line project. The original contract was $1,223,135. And with the approved change orders, the final contract amount was $1,311,619.41. So we've paid $1,246,038.44, leaving a final payment of $65,580.97. HR Green has reviewed and certified the final application, and this payment will close out the contract with a zero balance.
Anyone, any thoughts or concerns on this?
We need to pay it.
Right?
We need to pay it. And
Nice to get that off the books,
everything
yeah.
was resolved, completely happy. Okay, great, fantastic. And then lastly, thank you, Tim. And then lastly, on our consent is resolution approving the FY fiscal year 27 Enhanced Security Services Memorandum of Understanding with the Iowa Department of Management.
So this is actually a renewal. The state of Iowa provides cybersecurity measures for our IT department. They've done that for several years. This is really a renewal. And we missed it earlier, but we're putting it in front of the council now. It's $0 because it's funded by the state, but because it's a contract, we're asking the council to sign it, so, or approve it so we can sign it.
Any thoughts or concerns, council? Okay, that reaches the end of the work session agenda. We'll go around and get last input from department heads and then council. Eric, Development and Parks and Recreation.
Just a reminder, the bridge race sign-up is active now. The event is September 19th. You have to sign up by September 2nd to guarantee a shirt. So we encourage people to do that. Those are always something people ask for, and unfortunately, we order just for those that sign up so that we keep our costs low. Those funds this year, again, go towards the North Hill Playground project, but look for that. And Friends of Burlington Parks Global Golf Outing is the Saturday before. Follow them on Facebook if you're interested in participating in that.
Okay. City Manager Bird and I committed. We got a team.
Yeah,
Is it
gonna-
full?
maybe.
I don't know, but we're gonna win.
Oh, I just-
All right,
know about that.
moving on. Waterworks, Ken, do you have anything for us tonight?
was voluntold.
Ken's gonna offer that. You're gonna join that golf tournament, aren't you?
Well, you never know.
I'll join your kickball team.
Something I'd like to speak about is one of the hot topics kind of in the news with cybersecurity, actually, and with water departments being targeted in Minnesota and throughout the nation, there's been some other cyber attacks on them. And I just wanted to give you assurance that I have checked with our controls integration people, and he backed up what I had always felt. And our utility, we have always stayed out of the norm with having things online of any sort. Like a lot of utilities nowadays are moving towards taking their, where they can do everything from a tablet, from their home or whatever. And I've always been of the mindset, because of this, that we're hands-on, manual control. We got to have something done. They come to us out of Cedar Rapids or wherever to work on our stuff. We don't let them remote access, so that we're not vulnerable, such as what's going on in the United States right now. So yeah, we may be a little old school in that, but he assured us on, like a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the least vulnerable, we're an 8+, and that would that small area there is, it'd be a physical attack or anything. So we've done, we've checked into that. So I don't know if anybody's heard about it on the news about these cyber attacks. So last thing we want is some bad person getting hold of our controls or our water system. So just wanted to give you a peace of mind on that.
Sounds good. Thank
All
you,
right.
sir.
Yep.
Appreciate it. Tim, anything else from wastewater tonight? No. Miss Brittany, anything from the library?
The 2-year countdown to the Americans in the Holocaust exhibit will reach us next week on Wednesday. We will be closed to the public next week on Tuesday all day. That's our summer staff development day. We'll reopen at 9 a.m. on Wednesday, and the exhibit will open at 9 a.m. on Wednesday. On Wednesday at 4:30, we'll have the Board of Trustees meeting, the regularly scheduled meeting at 4:30 in Room A. And then immediately following that at 6 p.m., I invite you to join us for ribbon cutting at the exhibit. And it will be on display from that Wednesday, August 19th through September 30th. So I hope you'll join us, if not for the ribbon cutting, at some point during those 6 weeks that we host this exhibit.
Okay, thank you. Outstanding. I'm going to backtrack just for a moment. Tim, can we still come down and tour the facility? Okay, I will get a hold of you. I forgot to do that, so. Stephanie, anything from finances? No? No? Chief Thompson, anything from PD tonight?
Yeah, I do. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody that came out to National Night Out last Tuesday. I talked with Sergeant Short and Amanda Jenkins. We don't have the final number in on how many people were there, but
It was huge.
the event was a very good success. The kids that participated in the dunk tank did very good as always.
They have better arms than I thought.
Yes, they're good. And on a very positive note for the Burlington Police Department, we hired a new officer today. He will be going to the academy starting August 31st, and will spend the next 3 weeks in an orientation program.
Fantastic, good stuff. No, I think from my observation from the last, going to it since the last 3 or 4 years, I think this, what is this, the 4th, 5th year, 3rd year?
I think 6.
6th year? I know that it's definitely, I thought it was the biggest amount of people I've ever seen. It was an incredible event. And thank you to all our first responders that were there. And I regret that I wasn't able to see the activities between the PD and the fire department, because there's always a lot of good trash talking going on. I like that part.
On good fun.
Yeah. Chief Toops, anything else tonight?
Nothing else from fire.
All right. Mr. McGregor, Public Works Deputy City Manager. Weave, in and out, in and out. Football camp.
So I may have an addition to the council item agenda list for next
Okay.
week. I applied to a ICAM grant through the Iowa DOT to go after some opportunities for some software improvements for the user interface, so potential app type request service. So I'll explain that more fully next week, but I wanted to let you know that I had applied, but then they want letters of support and a resolution, so probably be putting that in the packet here. So it'll probably be on the regular agenda, just so I can explain it more fully.
Sounds good, sir.
Yep.
Sounds real good.
Thank you.
Mr. Byrd,
Hey, just one thing. I did attend a meeting today hosted by the City of West Burlington. It was really a collaborative discussion but it was on trapping, neutering, and relocating or releasing, especially cats we talked about, but could be cats or dogs. A lot of great conversation. It was facilitated by a veterinarian out of Iowa State. Greg was able to kind of bring that together. Great conversation there. Our Humane Society, law enforcement, other vets across the community. So it was a real great show of community support for this issue as well. Don't know where we're going to end up. I needed to duck out a little early because of this meeting, but I guess look for more from a collaborative effort on TNR throughout our community. And then just in the immortal words of Bob Barker at the end of every Price is Right, spay and neuter your pets, folks, right? Thank you, that's all I have.
All right. Robert, anything?
Have you got Eric yet?
Yeah, I got Eric first.
Kind of bittersweet for the bridge run this year. I've run 2 races a year, every year since 2018 with Jesse Petty. When we had our debates or what have you, I heard that he broke his leg at church. Unfortunately, he has not healed from that, and he's not mobile, so they say there's no way I can get him into a car or get him into the cart again. So this Saturday is the Sweet Corn Run. We always did that one together. And so running this one solo, I'm going to do the 10K. And then we signed up for the 10K for the bridge run too. So I'm going to miss pulling the cart. I'm going to miss having my buddy with me. So hopefully you'll be able to cheer me on Facebook. But, you know, if you've seen me out every year with the cart, my friend, this year's going to be a little different. So I'm going to run for him and for me, though, and see if I can get a good time and see how fast I actually run. But we do look forward to this every year, Eric. Like the bridge run is the highlight of our year and has been. So he's a little bummed out that he's not going to make it. But I also invite anybody that wants to go to a neighboring community. The Sweet Corn Festival is this weekend, and Saturday is a good run. It's where all the college kids come, and they can run a 10K in about 20 minutes or less. It's crazy. They're like Kenyans. They run that 5K in like 12, 13 minutes, like 3 miles. It's unbelievable. So anyway, that's all I got.
Well, I will say this, yeah, Jesse will be missed. I can't do anything about Saturday, but if you want, I will ride in his stead.
It's a lot of work, John. It's a lot of work.
I'm happy to do it. I'm sure I can fit in the car.
We can do a relay if you don't mind getting out and
No
pushing.
relay, Robert, no relay. Okay, I'm just saying, ask Jesse
I
if
do
it'd
have a
be all
bell
right.
for you,
Ask
and you
Jesse
can
if it'd
bring
be
me.
all right. I'm willing to clear my schedule and do it. Okay. What would you have tonight? Nothing.
We can pull
All right.
K.
Mayor Pro Tem.
I haven't either. Thank you.
Okay. Council, we have council talk on the 12th. That would be Mr. Kreitzer and Mr. Scott. I'll check with Tim, and just in case he can't make it, I can fill in probably.
Okay.
So, okay. So I'll check with him and let you know on that.
calendar.
All right. Other than that, I don't really have much, except yes, excellent, outstanding event with National Night Out.
Yes.
You know, I rated it, would do again. So anyway, that was a great event, and like all our events that we do, and Eric, your comments about things, it seems like, you know, it makes it darn easy to have the privilege of serving on city council when every time we talk to our neighboring cities, they ask the question, well, how are you getting that done? So hats off to our staff, hats off to our city manager, and to all the volunteers that make Burlington a great place to live, work, and play. And with that, let's get the heck out of here. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.